How to break free and achieve your goals. It can be difficult to leave a situation that is tolerable and manageable, even though it may not be great. The belief is that the obstacle to achieving greatness is not the opposite, but rather it is being content with just being good. This is because it is effortless to justify settling for good and convince oneself that there is no need to make any changes. The place is risky because comfort alone does not lead to progress or change. A stimulus is necessary to spark action. Some people question why being average is not enough, but not everyone can achieve greatness like famous individuals. This conversation can lead people to have unrealistic expectations. Let me explain my point of view. I am not suggesting that everyone can become as successful as LeBron James, but they can certainly achieve their own version of success instead of settling for a mediocre role. I am not implying that if you are not a wealthy movie star, you have failed. I am simply highlighting that you may not have the courage to take the lead in your own life. I cannot speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. The easiest thing for me is to stay in my comfort zone and accept things as they are, rather than taking control and making changes. This is a common temptation that many people face. It is easier to avoid the burden of responsibility and change.
The idea of generating my own challenges and disorder in order to control and improve myself can be daunting and anxiety-inducing. However, ultimately, it is exciting and significant. It took me a long time to realize that I would rather have a life full of meaning than a safe and predictable one. It's important to recognize the probability of our existence. The concept of justice is truly remarkable, and it poses a challenge on how to express its significance. It is difficult to quantify the value of missed opportunities, unexplored paths, and unfulfilled potential. It is impossible to put into words the feeling of justice. However, settling for mediocrity is not enough because it hinders one from taking risks and pursuing their true desires. It is like a cozy blanket that keeps one comfortable, but also prevents them from experiencing the thrill of stepping out into the world.
My understanding of this is that we are not lacking in ability, but rather need to be reminded that our natural instinct is to survive, which can lead to stagnation. However, our souls crave exploration and the beauty of life. It is important to be reminded of this often. The desire to seek new experiences is not a result of ingratitude, but rather a refusal to waste the gift of curiosity. The challenge lies in bridging the gap between knowing what we want and actually taking action to achieve it. This is not an easy task, but it is necessary for personal growth and fulfillment. It is not about achieving greatness like LeBron James, but rather taking small steps towards our goals and experiencing the satisfaction of success. The Ferrari may not be terrible, but it is not fulfilling its purpose if it is never taken out of the garage. It is difficult to measure this experience without actually trying it. Therefore, it is important to step out of the present definition of normalcy and question the routine and the path one is on. Has the routine become a distraction from life's brilliance and one's own goals? It is better to be hated than to simply tolerate things in life.
You have the choice to live your life chasing opportunities or avoiding failure, which are two very different approaches. Instead of pursuing success, we often choose to avoid failure, criticism, and conflict, settling for a mediocre existence where we are neither praised nor condemned. However, the best things in life are found at the extremes, where we achieve our goals and receive recognition. To get there, we must focus on our strengths and push ourselves to the limit, disregarding the opinions of others. This may make us vulnerable and expose us to criticism, but it also frees us to build the life we want and achieve our goals. While some may admire us for our accomplishments, others may resent us, but it is important to remember that living invisibly rarely leads to success. I encourage you to be bold in your beliefs, actions, dreams, and pursuits, as this will lead to a life that is meaningful to you. While this may result in both love and hate from others, it is better than being merely tolerated. It is important to measure progress in order to improve, as operating without measurement is like operating in a black box. By measuring progress, you gain awareness and focus, which can ultimately shape your reality. An example is how I am measuring my daily YouTube subscribers and help me to stay focused on its growth and outperform my past self.
This is my reality, and it has given me the necessary tools to strategically enhance my performance. By tracking daily metrics, I have been able to find crucial answers and draw important conclusions. I have identified which days and weeks have the greatest impact, and which trends lead to increased viewership. By knowing my daily average subscriber count, I can determine what it would take to increase it. Instead of relying on luck, I now have a more informed approach. This practice has opened my eyes to the benefits of implementing it in other areas of my life. If I am committed to improving in a certain area, tracking metrics can be a valuable tool. I couldn't afford to be unaware of how much they were growing, so now I keep track of the few things that I am most invested in growing. These things will be most affected by my attention and focus. There is a saying that what you give attention to will thrive, just like watering a seed. If you want to lose weight but you don't check the scale, you are not helping yourself. However, the point is not to obsess over every detail, but to realize how often we operate without awareness. By increasing our awareness and attention towards things with positive and negative impacts to our goals.
It is important to track your daily progress in order to stay motivated and equipped to make necessary changes. As humans, we have great potential, but it is crucial to position ourselves for success by simplifying our lives and monitoring what is important to us. This may seem basic, but often we overlook the basics and focus on complexity. True growth comes from setting a target and working towards it, sometimes by eliminating unnecessary things and focusing on what truly matters. The idea that life is simple and peaceful is comforting, but sometimes we complicate it by adding unnecessary things. The author of the book, Essentialism, Greg McKeown, suggests that the power is not in finding new answers, but in removing the things that are not necessary. This is a common misunderstanding in life. We don't need more, we need less. Simplifying our lives can be liberating, even though it may seem daunting at first. We should take comfort in the fact that anyone can take one step towards simplifying their life, even if challenges comes their way.
The suggestion is to go beyond just pursuing meaningful things and also to track our progress as we face the challenges of life. It is important to equip ourselves with every possible advantage and stay enthusiastic, invested, and knowledgeable. Instead of feeling envious of others' achievements, we should identify what matters to us and take small steps towards achieving it. The key is to be aware and observant, and seize opportunities that we might otherwise overlook. Complex things are just a combination of simple elements and big accomplishments. The game is not about complexity, but about comprehending what is in front of you, which is always manageable. Stress often arises from forgetting the essence of the journey, whether it involves a career change, mastering an art, or personal transformation. At the starting line, the desired outcome may seem too complex, with too many pieces to handle. Therefore, it is essential to break it down and identify the foundation, the critical steps, and the golden question. Losing sight of these elements can lead to stumbling through life. The speaker values the time they take every day to ask themselves what matters and what simple steps they can take. During the interview, they discussed their personal growth, which involved understanding and focusing on what is important. They used to take pride in composing the background music for features from start to finish, but they learned to step back and ask themselves what truly matters.
I enjoy storytelling and its impact, and the background music is not important. What matters is how the piece makes you feel. This realization helped me focus on my goal of becoming a great communicator and storyteller, rather than trying to be like Mozart. Even small steps towards this goal are important. Understanding what matters allows for growth and evolution, not just in long-term pursuits but also during challenging times. The key is to know where you want to be and how to get there. What is a simple action you can take to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be? You are never powerless, and there is always something you can do. These small actions can eventually lead to significant changes. By disconnecting from distractions and spending time alone, you can gain clarity and realize how much of your life is spent on meaningless tasks. To find answers, you must first sift through the unnecessary clutter and eliminate people, places, and thoughts that complicate your journey. Cut away the exhaustion of time and focus on what truly adds value to your life. At this moment, you possess all that is necessary, and there is no greater or more powerful realization than that. Therefore, why not leave behind the complicated world you have created for yourself and enter a realm of clarity and simplicity where you can focus on what truly matters? Recently, I go on a lengthy hike to appreciate the beauty of nature and reflect on life as a whole. It is amusing to consider the need to set aside time amidst the busyness and disorder of daily life.
The importance of defining the destination in a journey is acknowledged, but it can be easy to forget the purpose behind decisions in the midst of busy days. Why do you place emphasis on taking the less conventional path, and why do you strive to become comfortable with discomfort? They reflect on whether your current location is truly better than where they could be and consider the possibility that they may be missing the mark. The morning was amazing. I enjoyed the sensation of the earth beneath my feet as I walked, the birds chirping in the early hours, and the sun shining through the trees. It was incredible to think that one could live just 20 minutes away from such an experience and never take advantage of it. This made me realize that deciding to do nothing is still a decision, and in this case, it would have been the less desirable one. I was happy that I went on the hike without my phone, as it allowed me to fully engage my senses and appreciate something new and different. It made me question why I don't do this more often. Initially, I had hesitated and questioned the point of going on a hike, but I had to remind myself that there is value in simply experiencing something without a specific desired outcome. Otherwise, we risk rationalizing our decisions. Sometimes we miss out on life's wonderful secrets by talking ourselves out of them. However, there are times when we just need to take the plunge and explore. As I continued down the trail, I began to feel better and more confident. It was as if I had gained something that was uniquely mine. Perhaps that is the reason for everything, to collect amazing experiences and memories that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Life is like a choose-your-own-adventure book, with each decision leading to a different outcome. To acquire the good things in life, we often have to leave some things behind. This is the essence of life, we get out what we put in. I often think about the life-altering decisions I've made and the paths I've taken. Although I sometimes miss the security of my old life, I don't regret trading it for the freedom to work from anywhere in the world.
The process of empowerment can often feel isolating, and it's difficult to avoid the temptation of taking the easy way out in challenging situations. Despite this, I am drawn to the idea of a grandiose and fulfilling life, and the fear of not having the courage to pursue it is my biggest obstacle. However, life is a balance of both suffering and beauty, and it's important to choose where to endure pain in order to achieve what truly matters. I believe that pursuing meaningful experiences is the key to a fulfilling life, even if it means sacrificing comfort and taking risks. For example, while it would be easier to stay at home and relax, the only way to witness a beautiful sunrise is to put in the effort to reach it.
As time goes on, it becomes simpler to comprehend various aspects of life. For those who frequent the gym, it's about having the discipline and faith that muscles break down in order to be built up. In a relationship, it's about overcoming disagreements and accommodating the needs of your loved one. For those who are free-spirited, it's about pursuing something that excites and invigorates, even if it's unclear what it means. The choices we make in enduring and collecting experiences are what make life a beautiful journey, with ups and downs that lead to moments of clarity and growth. It's important to embrace the seemingly trivial and mundane aspects of life, as they can be microcosms of our entire existence. Living a fulfilling life may not always be convenient, but the challenges and sacrifices we make can lead to a greater appreciation of the world around us. The images painted on your palette are not fixed, but can be broken down and recreated according to your own standards and principles. You have the power to transform the world through your choices, much like painting with colors and brushstrokes. Life is both simple and complex, as evidenced by the morning breeze. Ultimately, the decisions you make are entirely your own.